Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Spyro 3. Last time we made it here to Midday Gardens, the second hub world, and we cleared out the speedway while we were at it. And now I'm gonna do, well, I think I may have spoken a little bit too soon when I said Seashell Shore. God, I fucking hate that tongue twister so much. It was my least favorite world in the game, because now we've got to go through this mess.
Ah, my good friend Spyro. The sorceress caught this naughty bird letting off rockets in her fireworks factory, but I'm willing to release him into your custody, provided you pay his outstanding fines.
Oh god, I can see where this is going. Forget about it! Ugh, I really wish I didn't have to free the penguin.
What a sucker. That is, it's a far, far better thing you do today, Spyro, than you have ever done, and, well, so forth, etc. You get the idea.
I like how he just kind of trails off at the end. Anyway, we got another cutscene to watch. Byrd, James Byrd. That can't possibly be a reference to anything. At all. Ever. Wait, flying penguins? Those don't exist.
Sergeant Byrd, 90068. Awaiting orders, sir.
I think you'll have to find your commanding officer for that. Hey, what are those things?
These are the latest military hardware. DBX-9 rocket launchers, state-of-the-art.
So why didn't you use them to escape?
Because I have limited ammo, and I wanted to conserve it. For this. Say, where'd you come from? I thought dragons had all been dead for 1,000 years or something.
Well, the rumors of our extinction were slightly exaggerated. We just wanted a little peace and quiet.
Well, if it's peace and quiet you want, you should stay clear of my homeworld for a bit. I reckon I'll be blowing up Rhinox for weeks. Cheerio!
Man, my emulator lags during these cutscenes a little bit, and it's kind of bothering me, but whatever, I guess we'll have to live with it. I guess sometimes the black card, or the black bar at the bottom is there, and sometimes it isn't. Geez, whatever. So I remember first playing this game when it came out in 2000, and being incredibly confused, because Sergeant Byrd in that cutscene says he has limited ammo. Sergeant Byrd most certainly does not have limited ammo. Don't listen to his lies.
I have to train the hummingbirds. They must be in peak physical condition if we're going to take on the sorceress.
Yeah, beat Nidoqueen with some hummingbirds. I don't think... There aren't any hummingbird Pokemon, are there? Oh god, we got this bitch too. She just talks so much.
Sir, the situation is this. Yesterday at 1845 hours, the Rhinox invaded. We defended as best we could, sir, but without your leadership, we didn't put up an effective resistance. By 1900 hours, the rest of the squad was captured and the Rhinox had complete control of the base.
Alright, that's not good. Yeah, okay, so Sergeant Byrd is the worst partner ever, because first of all, aiming his missiles is a little bit harder than you think it would be, especially when there's lots of enemies around, because they alternate, like, which shoulder it fires from, which in theory is kind of cool, but sometimes it doesn't work out so well. Now, the other thing that I need to mention here is that this is the first world that has more than 400 gems, and make sure you free these hummingbirds as you see them. You can talk to them, they have names.
Thank you, sir.
They're all women. Claire, for example. Now, this is what makes Sergeant Byrd really fucking... Well, okay. Let me back up here for a second. All of the worlds that are in Midday Gardens actually have 500 gems. You see, Sunrise Spring had 2,800 total. This one has 3,300 total. That's because all the worlds have an extra 100 gems. So you have 500 gems to find here. But this is what makes Sergeant Byrd really awful to control. He is so fucking floaty. It pisses me off so much. He takes forever to get anywhere. He is so slow. It's so hard to control his height. Anyway, she basically just, like, tutorializes him. Which I can do for you, basically. You press circle to fire rockets, you hold X to hover. If you're hovering, though, you can press triangle to go into first-person mode if you're carrying something, which we aren't carrying anything right now. That's the other thing we have to get into. Sergeant Byrd carries shit. Yeah, and then he drops them like bombs when you press square. And look at that. That did not hit me, but it hit me. Isn't that just bullshit? God, this level's already pissing me off, and we're not even, like, through... We're not even a quarter of the way into it. Ugh, this thing takes forever. And the worst part is there's a skill point too. Alright, so we'll break down this door, and I think this is where she gives us the first egg of the stage.
Sir, I've captured the enemy Russians. They won't march far on an empty stomach.
Yeah, get that dragon egg. Yeah, so just to explain a little bit further, the reason these dragon eggs hatch when they're in they need to be like in the presence of magic.
Sir, the Rhinox have blocked the way out of this next cave with a
Okay, she's basically just giving you a tutorial, so I'm going to skip that because it's really long and I don't want to listen to it. So, yeah, but the reason that the dragon eggs hatch is not because of, like, the magic. It's because the magic is on Sparks. Sparks is what makes the dragon eggs hatch, which is why Sheila and Sergeant Byrd, all the characters that aren't Spyro, can hatch dragon eggs. So now make sure you want to kill these moles, too, because that's what we're doing to get the skill point in this world. You got to kill all of the moles. You know, you got to be a dermatologist and destroy all of the moles, because otherwise you get skin cancer or something. Yeah. Some of them you can get with rockets. You're actually supposed to use bombs to get these, but you can get some of them without the bombs. So I just like to, like, snipe these guys in first person. I know it's really slow, but that's the way that I've done it for eons. And I know I didn't get the weight that you're supposed to use. Basically, the whole point of this room is to teach you how to, like, pick up objects as Sergeant Byrd. First, I gotta go over here and free the second hummingbird. First one's name was Claire, so I guess she was a dragon-type gym leader. She's gonna send out her king draw on me. Who's this one?
Request permission to cheer, sir. Hippie
Eloise. God, what a French name. Frenchy McFrenchertons. And apparently the background music just quit on us for a second there. So this is Sergeant Byrd picking up the object. All you have to do is hover over it to pick it up. You press triangle now, and you go into this first-person target thingy. So you drop it like that. And then you need the other weight, too. You gotta get both of them. But first I want to try to get this mole. Because the moles will burrow into the ground if you're, like, on the same level as them. But if you're, like, above them, you can kind of snipe them without using the bombs. And I'd much rather do that, because otherwise you have to fly around the stage without touching the ground. Because bombs are objects that you carry like that. And when you carry objects like that, you can't walk. You have to fly everywhere. So that's just really annoying. Everything about Sergeant Byrd annoys me. And good God, we're going to be seeing him for a while, too. Because we got to go back to Molten Crater and do shit with him. And then Enchanted Towers, which is the first and worst world in this hub. Oops. Wow, I'm shocked that guy didn't hit me. But Enchanted Towers, spoiler alert, you actually play as Sergeant Byrd in the main area of the stage. And that's just all kinds of horrible, because Enchanted Towers is huge. It's an enormous, it's like an obnoxiously big level. Alright, anytime you want to hit this guy, hit him, please. He just went flying off to the side like a Dumbo. Alrighty here. She just wants me to clear the way, so I guess we can do that. Get the mole first. These guys with, like, the freaking blow darts or whatever they're using on you, they scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, because I just could not avoid taking damage from them to save my life. They would always hit me, and always do damage to me. Alrighty. Let's see if I can hit her in the face. Oh, almost.
It's great to have you back, sir.
Sometimes you can fire a rocket, and it'll, like, hit her in the face right as the cutscene starts. It's just kind of funny. Okay, Ryan Lee is not a name. That is two names. You gotta have a one or the other. It's Ryan or it's Lee. Come on, what are you freaking... I don't even know. I'm losing it. I was losing it. That was nothing. Ignore me. Oh god, and you got these guys. See, man, I can't get over how much Sergeant Byrd just pisses me off. And every single time I play this game, he finds new ways to get on my tits, too, is the thing. We'll free the third hummingbird here. The fifth hummingbird is really hard to find, by the way.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Chloe, okay, whatever. We got two more. Now, these are the bombs. These are the first bombs you get. And you need them to open up the gem cases that are in the world. So what I'm actually going to do now is go and backtrack to the very first gem case that we found. I don't know if they're actually called gem cases, by the way. That's just what I call them, so deal with it. Don't forget this balloon either. You got lots of these things to pop, is Sergeant Byrd. I guess I can talk about something else in the meantime to get my mind off of how horrible this level is. So, I was actually just doing some Arabic homework in between videos that I was recording. Man, that was an awkward way to say videos that I was recording. And I did the most Dumby thing imaginable. So we were doing these practice problems. This isn't homework that my teacher's actually assigning, but I'm not going to learn the language unless I do this, so I had better freaking do it. And basically, it's what the book wants you to do to learn the vocabulary. They'll give you like a sentence in Arabic, and then they want you to fill in the blank with the missing Arabic word from the list of new vocabulary. So this was a problem that was like in the middle of the page, and because I have a pre-owned book, what I do is I write down the sentence on a separate sheet of paper.
I'm ready to be debriefed, sir.
Nikita, okay. We've got one more hummingbird to rescue. So I write down the sentence on a separate sheet of paper in Arabic so I can really take my time and like look at the vocab words, look at the words I know, look at the words I don't know. So I wrote down what I thought was the whole sentence, and I could not for the life of me figure out what the word was supposed to be, because the word that you were supposed to fill in was the very first word in the sentence. And this is a huge problem in Arabic, because sentences can start with either verbs or nouns. And the problem is that Arabic doesn't have a word for is. So you have to just basically know what the subject of the sentence is and know what the predicate of the subject is. But if you don't have the first word of the sentence, you can't even tell that. So I was like, what the heck? I just could not for the life of me figure it out. So I gave it my best guess and was ready to move on. And then I noticed there was an entire second line of text that I didn't even look at. I was like, oh, well, fuck. So I wrote that down, and that second line had a second blank in it that I figured out pretty easily. And then I was like, well, what the heck, man? I still can't figure out the first word. And I sat looking at the list of new vocabulary words for the longest time, like you would not imagine. And the word ended up being life, because the sentence was about how much the life of law students sucks, basically. It's like, oh, they're always so busy because they have to study all of the time, and then they have exams and tests 3 years after they have their bachelor's degree. And it was like, oh my goodness. The sentence was just really long and it's like really obnoxious, and it's ugh. So that's a little rant aside about something that just happened in the minute. I swear, I spent like freaking 40 minutes trying to figure that out. Okay, it was really more like 20 minutes, but still, 40 minutes sounds more dramatic, so that's what I'm going with. I need to be picking up bombs. Ugh. And there's all these dumbies down here. Dumbos. Alright. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay. See, avoiding enemy attacks with Sergeant Byrd is a huge problem because he moves so freaking slowly. And there's a really hard dragon egg in one of the worlds in the 3rd hub world that you have to get as Sergeant Byrd. Fortunately, it's the very last thing that you do with him. So when you do that, it means you're done with Sergeant Byrd, assuming that you've been doing everything else 100% completion. So, am I still missing another mole? I think I am. I don't know where this guy is either. Is he... Oh, you know what? No, I think I know where he is. Hang on a second here. Isn't he, like, up somewhere? Well, I thought he was up somewhere. These moles are going to take me longer than anything else to find, because it's, like, been forever since I've actually tried to get all of the skill points. I'll make sure these things don't fall down to the lower level, because that's how you miss gems in this place. Let's see, did any of them fall? All the way down? Yep, sure enough. Show enough, Haas. Alright, now I think there's another thing we can bomb right over here. I got the mole that was over here. Which one am I missing them? I think that's everything that we need the bombs for, thankfully. Now, there's one more place. Basically, freeing the 5th hummingbird will give me the last egg. And you do that over here. That's where that one hummingbird we freed that we had to blow up the crack was. They give you, like, a teaser through that little glass window. It's just freaking evil. I hate this place. Staying afloat in the lava and then, like, moving fast enough to move through these fire shitters is just really obnoxious. Because it's like, when you press X to go up, he, like, accelerates against the wall.
Before I was captured, I recovered this egg from the enemy, sir.
Alright. whatever you say, Helen, or however you say it if there's an extra E at the end. Roy. The shittiest of Fire Emblem lords. Roy is so fucking useless. Everybody who thinks he's cool because of Super Smash Bros. Has never fucking played Fire Emblem Sword of Seals, because Roy sucks. He gets the best weapon in, like, the history of the series, but he still fucking sucks. But anyway, that's a rant for another video. If I ever LP that game, which I may very well in the future one of these days. I'll probably do Oracle of Ages 3-heart run first. Oh, there he is! There's the last mole. Please be the last mole. Because if so, that means I'm done here. Okay. Just position yourself just right. Just right. Boom! No, there's a mole. Oh! Yeah! We got him. We're fucking done. Let's get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of Dodge, man. That's the way we do it. Okay. Yeah. I would really like to Let's Play Fire Emblem, but it's like, that takes a lot of planning in advance, and probably a lot of editing, too, and it's like, I don't really know how I do that without it being really, really long, and it's like, you know, the longer it gets, the less people want to do it. Plus, I'd like to show off, like, how to actually play the game well. So anyway, now that we have Sergeant Byrd, we're gonna... Oh, okay, see, this is the other thing.
I've assessed the situation. We need 5 men to operate the whirligig.
Yeah, so basically, you get a new vehicle with each hub world. So when we beat this, instead of the balloon, we're going to get the whirligig. And then we're just going to ditch the balloon, and you're never going to see the balloon again. So I hope you like the balloon, because it's the only time you're ever going to see it, is in this particular stretch of game. Now, I have no idea how long this video is, but I want to go back, and I want to do Molten Craters shit right now, too, because it's just like... the less I have to do with Sergeant Byrd, or like, the earlier I get that out of the way, the better. So I'm just going to do that right now, and then be done with Sunrise Spring. And then in the next episode, we'll do the Sparks World, and we'll never have to come back here again, ever. So, yay! Okay. Molten Crater. Now, I also have to get a skill point here, as you recall, and make sure that my gem cleanup is A-okay. Did I get the locked chest? I did do that, didn't I? Okay, I did. Good. Just wanted to make sure. I couldn't remember, like, how committed I was. Whoa, what the frickety frack? What the heck was that? Alright, let's get a slug. We need the life. We don't really need the life. I just like having the life. I don't want to... Yeah, I'm not even going to say anything. I just like having the life. Gold Sparks is the best Sparks. So, anyway, so this place is open to us now. No more taunt from Nido Queen, so we can just go in the back.
Hello, Spyro. I'm just off to the Tiki Lodge for some R&R.
Some R&R. I remember being young enough to not know what R&R is. Okay, this room.
I'm playing a game of hide-and-seek with my friends. If I can't find where they've hidden their heads, they won't let me join the Tiki Lodge. Help me put them back together, and I'll make you an honorary member.
Okay, so there's actually 2 eggs to get here, and one of them is really easy, and the other is doing this pain-in-the-ass hide-and-seek thing. So this is the easy egg. All you gotta do is blow up the wall. And then you get Luna. Luna Lovegood, who goes into Ravenclaw. Which, incidentally, is the house that I always get sorted into whenever I take any type of Harry Potter-themed personality test. Now, the most annoying part of this thing, by far, is these toucans. Because they don't actually hurt you when they hit you, but they will knock you into the lava. They'll, like... I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, see, I'll try to get hit here. See, he hit me, but but he didn't actually do damage to me. But it's easy for them to knock you into the lava and take damage that way, so be careful. Now, what's really annoying about them, though, is that they are infinitely respawning enemies. And you know what they say about infinitely respawning enemies. Any game that creates infinitely respawning enemies gets confined to the deepest depths of video game hell to rot for all eternity, but since it's really only this one little area, I guess Spyro 3 can stay, because Spyro is cool. Now, the skill point that I've mentioned before, that I've never gotten before, that I never even thought to do this. And I remember reading this, like, way long ago, before we had, like, good walkthroughs in the internet. Like, this is maybe 2004 when I was like, what are all the skill points in Spyro 3? Would you let go of the head? And they said, assemble the Tiki heads. And I had no idea what that meant. It's like, assemble them? Well, that just means get them all together. So I thought that you would just get the skill point for getting the egg when you put the freaking, like, heads back on the bodies, which is what you're supposed to do. And I was like, well, I don't know. But what it never occurred to me was to put all of the heads together in the same place at the same time, which is what you're supposed to do. And I mean, like, I don't know. It seems really dumb, like, really unclear on the part of the developers, but it also is like, well, I was maybe 8 years old when I read that. 8, 9, or 10. I mean, like, well, if we were going by 2004, I would have been 10. Or 9, depending on which time in 2004. So, anyway, we got another head over here. And it is very easy to miss gems in this place, by the way. I think we've got them all. And I think we've got them all in the main world, so I'm really hoping that we'll be good here. And picking up gems with sparks while not being able to be on the ground is also kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, so there's 5 of them. I'm trying to figure out which of the ones I'm missing. Get out of here, you Toucan Sam. Toucan Sam, stop it! Stop it! Was it this one? I think I went down here already, though. I haven't been paying attention because I've been rambling about... Oh, no, it is this one. Yeah, it is this one. Now, I think there's... Isn't there a balloon that you pop in one of these places? That's what I thought, at least. Now, these guys kind of match your height, which is not... Oh, no, there they are! Those are the last 3 gems. Hip, hip, fucking hooray. Alright. What does... What, dude? Fire shitter, what are you doing? See, I hate these things. They're so hard to avoid as Sergeant Byrd because he moves so slowly. Alright. And that's how you get the skill point that I've never gotten before in my life. Easy enough. So now all we gotta do is actually put them on their bodies, which is sometimes easier said than done. What I'd like to do is not just drop them, but just kind of bounce around them until they, like, get on the body. Toucan Sam can really be a pain in the ass here, because if he hits you, you'll drop the head. That's probably the most annoying part. Alrighty, here. Talk to that guy. He's just like, how horrifying must it be to watch all of your friends, like, rip off their heads and say, like, yeah, well, you're only going to be our friend if you can find our heads. If you love us enough to be able to find them, and you're smart enough. It's like, God, that's got to be some freaking low blow to the self-esteem. But, I mean, then again, this guy is a rock. He can't really be that smart. Alright. One more, and we're freaking out of here. And we never have to come back. Okay, come on. Sergeant Byrd, if you'd just like to cooperate. There we go.
Take this egg as a sign of your honorary membership in the lodge.
Alright. Well, Ryan. See, we had a Ryan, and then we had a Ryan Lee. What's it? You can't have a Ryan and a Ryan Lee.
Never happened before. I hope it's not a bad omen.
No, man, it's a good omen, because it means we're done with most of the crap Sergeant Byrd's got to do. So, well, let me open the atlas here, because I just want to see... Oh, man, look at that. All that highlight and highlighted world on the main screen. That's just cool. I like it. So we're going to exit the level now. And we are going to call it quits for today. I'm just happy that we got most of Sergeant Byrd's crap done. Next time, we'll do the Sparks world, and then we'll start out on some more Sergeant Byrd crap. So thanks for watching. I had a great time recording this. I hope you had a great time watching it. I hope to see you next time on Let's Play Spyro 3. Bye.